𝘛𝘦𝘹𝘵𝘶𝘢𝘭 𝘘𝘶𝑶𝘦𝘴𝑵। Dear students, आज हम द मर्चेंट ऑफ द वीनस जो प्रोज उसके टेक्सचुअल क्वेश्चंस करेंगे। उसका पहला क्वेश्चन है, व्हाई डज शाइलॉक हेट एंटोनियो? शाइलॉक एंटोनियो से नफरत क्यों करता था? और जब हमने ये सबक पढ़ा तो हमें पता चला कि शाइलॉक एंटोनियो से इसलिए नफरत करता था क्योंकि शाइलॉक लोगों को पैसे दे के उनसे इंटरेस्ट लेता था, सूद लेता था। लेकिन एंटोनियो यही काम करता था लेकिन उनसे पैसे नहीं लेता था। और इसी बात को लेके एंटोनियो शाइलॉक को हर वक्त उन लोगों में मार्केट में जलील करता था कि आप अच्छे इंसान नहीं हो। शाइलॉक hates Antonio because he lends money without charging any interest. He thinks that by doing so, Antonio is harming his money lending business. Shylock hates Antonio also because he always reproaches him, abuses him and rails against him among the merchants. Question 2. How does Antonio help Bassanio? Bassanio needs the help of 3,000 ducats to go to the city of Belmont and marry Portia. Antonio, who has no ready cash, helps Bassanio by borrowing money from Shylock, his enemy. However, he risks his own life by singing a bond that if he failed to repay the loan by a certain day, he would have to give a pound of flesh from his body as a penalty. Question number 3. How does Shylock feel when Antonio asks for some money? Why is he interested to pay the required sum? Shylock को क्या महसूस हुआ जब एंटोनियो से पैसे, तो वो इंटरेस्ट क्यों था उनको पैसे देने? When Antonio asks for money, Shylock feels highly irritated that despite reproaching, abusing and railing against him, he is now asking for money to him. He is interested for money to him. He is interested to pay the required sum because he does not want to miss this golden opportunity to revenge Antonio. He makes him to sign a bond that if he failed to repay the money by a certain day, he would cut a pound of flesh from any desired part of the body. शाइलॉक इसलिए उनको पैसे दें, वो उनसे बदला लेना चाहता था, तो इसलिए उसने उनसे कहा कि मैं आपको पैसे विदाउट इंटरेस्ट दूंगा, लेकिन एक बॉन्ड तय हुआ कि अगर पैसे वक्त पे नहीं दिए गए तो मैं उसका कहीं से भी गोश्त काट सकता। Question number 4. What condition does Shylock put forth if the debt is not paid on time? अगर कर्ज वक्त पे नहीं दिया गया तो क्या शर्त रखा? Shylock puts forth the condition that if in time Antonio would forfeit a pound of flesh to be cut off from any desired part of his body. ये शर्त रखी गई कि इसके जिस्म के किसी भी हिस्से से मैं जो भी चाहूँ काटूँ, तो ये कंडीशन रखी। Question number 5. How does Bassanio marry Portia? Bassanio lived in Venice. He falls in love with Portia, who was a rich and a beautiful lady in the city of Belmont. There were other suitors too who wanted to marry her. So to impress her and make richer than others, he borrows 3,000 ducats from his friend Antonio and leaves. There he succeeds in winning the hand of Portia, who indeed falls in love. The moment she saw him, she is happy to be asked to marry. Why is case brought before the Duke of Venice? When Antonio fails to pay back the borrowed money on the fixed date, Shylock brings the case before the Duke of Venice to execute the bond, according to which a pound of flesh has to be cut from Antonio's body due to his failure to repay them. उस ड्यूक के सामने इसलिए केस लिया गया कि जब एंटोनियो पैसे वापस देने में नाकाम हुआ तो शाइलॉक ने वो केस मान लिया। तो वहाँ पे वो बॉन्ड उसके मुताबिक उसको क्या कट करना था? फ्लश, पाउंड ऑफ फ्लश उसकी जिस्म से। तो इसलिए वही केस लेके गया ड्यूक के पास, शाइलॉक। Who is disguised as a learned counselor? Dr. Balthasar. Why has he come to the court of Venice? जो काउंसलर था डिस्क्यूज्ड डॉक्टर बाल्थाजर वो कौन था? वो क्यों आया वीनस? पोर्टिया इज डिस्क्यूज्ड एज अ लर्नड काउंसलर। वो पोर्टिया थी, डॉक्टर बाल्थाजर जो उसका नाम रखा था। He has come to the court of Venice to plead the case of Antonio and save his life from the hard। वो इसलिए कोर्ट आया था कि उसका केस लड़ने के लिए और एंटोनियो को शार्लॉक से बचाने के। How did the counselor start his argument and how was he able to get the judgment in Antonio's favor? The counselor started his argument in favor of Shylock and said that he indeed had a right to cut the pound of Antonio's flesh. At the same time, he appealed him to show mercy on Antonio, but he refused. Then the counselor argued that he must have surgeon to cut, but Shylock said that it was not so mentioned in the bond. Finally, the counselor turned the table on Shylock and argued that the bond gives flesh but no drop of blood. This made it impossible for Shylock to cut off Antonio's flesh without shedding any blood. In this way, the counselor get the judgment in favor of Antonio. तो जब उसने वो केस लड़ा तो उसने बहुत ही चालाकी और दानाई से वो केस लड़ा। पहले उसने उससे कहा कि शायलॉक से कि एंटोनियो पे रहम खाए, उसने नहीं माना। फिर उसने कहा कि सर्जन लाए कि आपको गोश्त काटना, ये मर भी सकता है। उसने कहा ये बॉन्ड में नहीं लिखा। फिर उसने कहा कि आपको खाली बॉन्ड में लिखा है कि आपको फ्लश ऑफ पाउंड ऑफ फ्लश चाहिए, गोश्त का टुकड़ा आपको चाहिए, लेकिन खून का एक कतरा भी नहीं गिरना चाहिए। तो ये तो उसके लिए इम्पॉसिबल हुआ। इस तरीके से उसने शायलॉक को एंटोनियो से बचाया। How did Antonio get back her ring? When Bassanio was returning to Venice to help Antonio, Portia gave him a ring and asked him to wear. उसने उसको रिंग दी थी। Then Portia disgusted counselor and left for Venice to plead the case of Antonio. जब पोर्टिया वहाँ पे काउंसलर वकील बन के आई, ठीक, there he intelligently turned the table on Shylock and was able to, और वहाँ पे उसने केस जीता। जजमेंट इन फेवर ऑफ एंटोनियो के हक में फैसला सुनाया। Bassanio felt very grateful. Bassanio बहुत खुश हुआ to the counselor for saving the life of his friend and offered her a gift. उसकी ज़िंदगी बचा और उसको गिफ्ट दिया, वही रिंग। At first, Portia refused to take any gift, but when pressed hard, she insisted that she would have the ring he had on his finger. Initially, Bassanio refused, but when Antonio insisted, she unwillingly agreed and gave her the ring. Portia get back her ring. और बहुत important question जो है वो theme of the play. The play, The Merchant of the Venice, revolves around the themes of love, hatred, sacrifice, and mercy. ये उसके themes है, love, hatred. The beginning of the play describes Antonio's hatred for an old Jew, Shylock, who lends money to the needy at the very high rate of interest. On the other hand, Shylock insisted on a pound of flesh, highlights his hatred and revenge for Antonio. The play also emphasizes the sincere love of Bassanio for Portia. Beloved at any cost, sacrifice is another theme which is reflected in the play. Victim of sacrifice, he risks his life and borrows money from a cruel Jew for his bosom friend. This he does to help his friend to win Portia's love. The play also tells us that love is more important than money. Mercy is revenge and love lasts forever. So these were the questions of this chapter.